Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I'm Javon Keys. The Inter-American Development Bank, IDB, says businesses could benefit from up to a 30% increase in the value customers place on their firm and their willingness to do business. This is linked to the implementation of good environmental, social and governance ESG practices. General Manager of IDB Caribbean, Anton Edmonds, says the entity's private sector lending arm, IDB Invest, recently executed a study. It found that
good environmental and social performance led to a 15 to 30% increase in brand value. Brand value, important. For Jamaican businesses, for all businesses, this represents an opportunity to differentiate yourself and capture new markets. People care from who they buy. People care about what your business does vis-a-vis the environment and how you treat your staff.
But what is ESG?
On the environmental side, it's basically what are we doing to address issues related to waste and to pollution as it relates to resource depletion, greenhouse gases, deforestation. Sounds like big words, but there's a granular level at the end of the day that feeds down into how your business operates, whether the lights are on or off when you leave the office at the end of the day. On the social side of the equation, it looks at how our operations, how we treat people in terms of our employees, the working conditions, the local communities, whether we are viewed and seen as good corporate citizens.
As for governance,
it examines how corporations police themselves, how a corporation, how an entity is governed. This is not big corporations. This is not, it is big corporations, but this is small corporations as well. So it's not a Grace Kennedy thing. This is at the end of the day how every single one of you and every single one of us operate on a day-to-day basis in the businesses where we work and the businesses that we lead. What is our strategy in terms of remuneration? Are we paying our people well? Are we paying our people a competitive wage? Are we addressing issues like corruption and bribery?
Mr. Edmonds says ESG is now the order of the day and everyone is set to benefit.
We do believe that when you incorporate economic, environmental and social factors into the development and execution of policies and practices, you will create long-term benefits for your company, for the country and for your staff, supporting sustainability. There is the reality that our stakeholders, members who are borrowers and non-borrowers alike, require that we embed ESG rules and regulations and guidelines into every action that we do.
He was speaking at the Realign Business and Investment Conference last week. Some news on the economy now. Gross domestic product GDP in the hotels and restaurants industry grew by 6.9% in the first quarter of 2024. That's ended March. The Statistical Institute of Jamaica Statin says all the subgroups in the industry experienced growth. Growth in the group hotels and other short stay accommodations was linked to the arrival of more foreigners to Jamaica. And let's head straight to the markets. The foreign exchange trading ended with banks and cambios selling the American dollar for an average $157.26. The Canadian is going for $114.56. $289 is the average, $200.89 is the average value of the pound, while the euro is going for $171.87. To the stock market, the JSE index declined by 1,032 points, while the junior market index fell by 2 points. Among the 37 winners were 138 Student Living Jamaica Variable Preference Shares, Margaritaville Turks, Berger Paints Jamaica, Main Event Entertainment Group, and Caribbean Assurance Brokers CAB. The 51 losers included Epley 7.25% shares, Proven Group, MFS Capital Partners, Pulse Investments, and Supreme Ventures Limited. 22 stocks traded firm. And that's the Business Day. I'm Javon Keys. Good evening.